Welcome back to Professor Layton and the Lost Future. The story so far.
The story so far. A discussion with Rudolph reveals that the pagoda's owner spends much of his time down by the river. Your turn, Professor.
Following this new lead, Layton and the others head down to the Thames.
Don't you mean the Thames?
It's
It's the River Thames.
Of course, it's pronounced differently over here in America.
Well, you Americans are...
You don't have a River
Results.
Thames in America.
Oh, hello, sir.
At least I don't think you do.
Oh! Please don't sneak
Countries
up
are
on
always
me
ripping
like
off
that.
each other's names.
Sorry, it's just that I noticed your shoes were soaked and...
Oh, now our scientist with shoes wet. What shoes?
So what? Wet shoes are the least of my worries right now.
They're releasing a Flubber movie in my honor!
Oh shit.
What seems to be the problem?
I rushed to meet my friend here, but I think there's been some confusion about the time.
Just wait in a nearby Starbucks and they'll arrive soon.
Yes. Timely
Time for
arrivals.
a puzzle.
Okay.
It's time for a
I
puzzle!
think my watch is 5 minutes slow, but it's actually 5 minutes fast. My friend thinks his watch is 5 minutes fast, but if it's actually 5 minutes slow. If we try to show up at meeting point at the same time, only checking our own watches, how many minutes earlier than my friend will I arrive? Enter a minus sign in front of your answer if I arrive later than my friend. You don't need to enter a sign if I arrive earlier than my friend. So yeah,
Oh.
basically, how's your quick mapping skills?
Okay.
Oh, I'm pretty good at this.
5 minutes fast.
Basically, the Scottish scientist and this guy are friends. Apparently, we already met the other guy.
Yeah.
In case you don't forget, in case you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
remember. All right. If you're confused, try looking at an analog clock while thinking about this puzzle.
Says now we're in 2015. Analog clocks are
Yeah. Phones are in, baby.
What's the difference between our actual meeting time and the time that I'll arrive? If you can work this out, you'll know when my friend will arrive if you think about him as the exact opposite. I think my watch is 5 minutes slow, so when I arrive on time, I show up 5 minutes earlier than the time shown on my watch. However, my watch is in fact 5 minutes fast, so I'll actually end up arriving 10 minutes early.
Not to mention the fact that this
of
would...
course.
Not to
That
mention
means
that
it will
this would
arrive
be
10 minutes
2003.
later.
Unlike the... Yeah, since this is one of the hardest ones, I decided to show the super hint. I'll arrive at our meeting 10.10 times early. Since the conditions for my friend are the exact opposite of mine, he will arrive 10 minutes late. So what's the difference between our arrival times? There you go, now it's
But
just...
I
Wow.
mean, that's
There you
Wow,
go.
wow, some scientist you are. You can't even tell that basic math. Huh. Wow,
I just don't happen to have 2 hint coins at my disposal.
wow. I didn't know British scientists were that incompetent.
Smart.
Smart.
I'll arrive at the meeting point 20 minutes before my friend. My watch is 5 minutes ahead of the actual time, but because I think my watch is 5 minutes slow, I'll arrive 5 minutes before our meeting time, which will actually be 10 minutes early. Between me being early, whatever. But basically, unlike the sons involving Luke puzzle of the last part, this one doesn't actually have a trick to it. This one is
I'm
genuine.
glad everything has been cleared up.
That one was genuine, pure, raw thinking.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh yeah, as a scientist, it's clear to me that you've got a real knack for critical thinking.
I'll say he's the most acclaimed professor of archaeology in the country.
That's because I'm the only professor of archaeology in the country.
Wow.
Really, Professor? You're telling me that you don't have any other archaeology professors?
Knowing his
Professor,
personality
are you-
of being dickish, my guess is that he assassinated all the other
Actually,
archaeologists.
actually, Professor, objection! You can't be the only professor of archaeology, because if you recall that fossil back in Pandora's box, which you mistakenly called a Crotosaurus for the extra matter, if it weren't an archaeologist who discovered that, then who did?
Yeah, but the archaeologist died since then, so now I'm the only archaeologist.
Anyway, go ahead, Ups.
What ding... Oh,
Whoa
no.
now, slow... wait, what voice did I go for last time?
That gruff voice you always make.
Keep sniffing around for trouble like that, as I was bound to start stinking. Take it from me. Like that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You certainly appear to be an authority on such subjects.
Well, would you... Oh, come on, wouldn't you trust a face like that?
Don't you know it? And I can see you two aren't gonna heed my warning either.
Yep.
Sorry about my voice issues. If you did sit on gate in the riverside, you should drop by the restaurant down there.
Mm-hmm.
Their grub is top notch. If you're going to look for trouble, you might as well do it on a full stomach.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Didn't we
Last
already
meal and all?
say-
There we go then. Oh, hey, Pavel. How you doing?
Oh yeah, random accent time. Just which frame must I enter in order to get to Rome?
Ugh.
Well,
You are
first,
nowhere near Rome.
well, first of
Yeah.
all, you have to somehow travel 10 years into the past. After that, then okay, Teo, please.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Well, to be fair, he
Does
doesn't
Does
have to go
anyone
to the
have directions
past.
to Heathrow Airport?
Hold on. Go ahead.
Oh, hello, but... no, it's Nayu again.
It's not who you think he is. This is all just a big misunderstanding.
My ass.
Says you.
Oh yeah, well just who is then?
He's, Professor Pickle. He's Dr. Latrac. You think that he's
Don't
the...
compare me to that upstart!
Professor, I'm covering for you. I mean, just look at those eyes. You can see for yourself. They aren't the eyes of a criminal. They're so cute in black, aren't they?
You think? They're such beady-looking wee things. I cannot tell.
There you go, Teo. Your character agrees with you.
Well, but now I made myself cross-eyed looking at them. They do seem trustworthy, I suppose.
Yeah, those black dots.
Sure.
You know, now that I look more closely, your eyes are pretty beady too.
Says you.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Your
black
eyes are
eyes of
staring into
doom.
people's souls, Flora.
Yeah.
Those are some big pupils.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well, that's enough on that subject. Tell me, sir, what are you doing out here?
He's waiting for his friend who because and it's a problem because yeah, there we go.
Was meant to meet a friend, but he's awful late.
Gee, yeah, that's we.
There we go.
That's why I went to solve that puzzle so we could have a proper build up to what he said right there.
Yep.
Almost there. The view of the river here is
I
lovely.
really love how they do a good job in making this feel like an actual world and stuff with the characters literally, Layton. You can actually meet the people who is late to said meeting and shit. So really nice detail there. But then again, level 5 is always very good with these things. So.
You're
Java?
awfully cheerful about all this, Flora.
You're...
Oh.
Well, aren't you excited to meet him too?
Ladies and
Let me guess.
gentlemen, Jova Hexian has left the building.
Oh, there he is.
Jova?
So, some mic.
I want to
Relax,
find him, but I
right
can't say
again.
I'm looking forward to meeting
Hold
criminals.
on. I think I'm behind or something weird.
No, I think
No,
Skype
Jova,
is
you're just
striking
lagging.
You're just lagging, Jova.
I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, okay.
Let's not waste
Go-
any time.
In that
How many-
case, go to 9 minutes.
Wait, 9 minutes? That seems like a bit far. How about I go to something like
8:50.
Whatever.
4?
8:04. Actually, we're at
I mean
8:23 now.
8:45.
Shine, sure, go to 8:45. Why not?
Wow, the river looks as if it goes on forever.
Oh, actually, it turns out no, there is an important thing. Shiroi, important plot coming.
It's so pretty.
Shiroi,
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Okay,
Jova,
Jova.
3,
3,
2,
1, click.
go.
Watch out, Professor. That
Just in
rabbit
time,
looks
actually.
awfully jumpy.
A rabbit
The
jump.
killer rabbit, I say.
He looks like he could attack us at any moment.
Yeah,
Damn
basically,
Yes.
basically
You
we're
know,
about
rabbits
to.
can attack you directly. You're
Okay,
evil.
remember how Beasley was about to tell us his life story before he got murdered?
Please don't tell me something like that happened.
Oh,
No.
please,
We're actually
no.
we're actually going to learn the actual story right now, but not for him, obviously, because now he's dead. But we're actually going to get the story that he was supposed to tell us before Pleslet killed him.
But they're not going to murder the bunny, are they?
No, they're not. Don't worry.
Okay.
Oh, how cute.
What
Whoa.
do you want?
I hope you're enjoying this lovely day. Would you mind if we pass through here?
You humans are so full of yourself.
Oh,
Always up
Yep.
your own place.
I am O'Brien as a bunny.
Take one more step and I'll rearrange your kneecaps.
of course, you use rabbit.
The line is supposed to be
Sorry,
rearrange
Mr.
your
Rabbit.
face.
I didn't mean to.
Mr. Rabbit. Ah, please. What storybook you get that from?
Is this Danny Dyer?
Okay?
Oh, subject.
It does sound a bit like Danny Dyer.
Being friends. Just
So he's basically an experiment.
Yeah, subject free.
Of course not.
Oh,
Mr.
Siri, you're just giving me an idea for a future film
There,
commentary.
there you go.
We
Subject
mentioned
number.
Danny Dyer.
Notice how his name is subject number 3, which means there were other 2 subjects. Guess which other subject we met before.
I guess Beasley was one
Yes,
of the
yes,
those
Beasley.
two.
Beasley.
Siri, you just gave me an idea for a future film commentary.
We just
So
Alright,
yes.
let's try to pay attention because he's about to tell us his backstory. So
Okay.
So yeah. Animals
Mr.
are
Rabbit.
puzzles.
through that much. You're gonna have to
Of
solve
course.
oh yeah, I forgot about the puzzle. Okay, sure. In that case, keep going, guys.
Yeah. Basically, there's this film that stars Danny Dyer called Run for Your Wife, and it's trying to make bigamy into a comedy.
An uncommonly clever rabbit has imposed some rather stranger rules upon its movement. It can jump 70 centimeters forwards, but after every jump forwards, it must jump 30 centimeters in the direction of its tail. If this rabbit needs to travel 10 meters in one straight line, what is the lowest number of jumps in which it could cover the distance?
A quick calculation will tell you that if the rabbit jumps towards 70 centimeters and then jumps 30 centimeters backwards in the direction of its tail, it will cover 40 centimeters of ground every 2 jumps.
No,
Is
wait,
there a way
that's-
of making slightly faster progress?
That's 1 meter with 5 jumps.
By the way, Shiro, have you checked out the new highlight video I made for the channel?
I saw it, but I didn't have time to check it out yet. I will later.
Basically,
probably
Shiro, when you get back to the part where Puzzlet is talking through text, notice the top screen because there's some really dark shit implied in that top screen.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I can't look at the top screen most of the time.
50.
So.
It's been a while, so I don't remember if that's the answer.
Because it takes, if I recall, 10 jumps to go for 2 meters, I guess.
I wasn't. I
It's
wasn't.
40 centimeters.
I wasn't paying attention to the puzzle, so let me see. Actually, okay, let me see. No, it's actually 20.
It's actually 20.
There
Yeah,
you go.
Makes sense.
They'll tell us they'll tell us the logic right now anyway. So
sure. No, I must have made some miscalculation myself.
There you go. That's right. The answer is 20
Indeed.
jumps. After every centimeter jump forward, the rabbit turns around 180 degrees and jumps a further 40 centimeters in the direction of its tail, thereby covering 1 meter in 2 jumps.
Ooh.
Wait, what?
Simple.
So you solved it, eh? You're one of the cannier humans I've run into. I'll give you that.
Isn't he adorable?
Yeah,
Yeah.
with that collar.
So, how did you end up here anyway, Mr. Subject Free? What's your story?
And please watch your back while you're telling it.
Wanna know more about this old rabbit, do you?
Alright, so... Okay.
Well, get your hanky ready, because my tail's a real tearjerker.
I'm sure it is.
Almost as much as Beasley's was, right as it ended.
Alright,
I mean,
cue...
tearjerker.
Alright, Liam O'Brien, take to the stage.
I was born in the mean streets of London and separated from my parents at an early age.
Wow.
Never see them again.
Again.
It wasn't long
Again,
before I was
again.
kidnapped and sold as a lab animal.
Evil
I
science.
thought it couldn't get any worse.
Of course.
I was wrong.
Basically, the scientists in this city are the ones experimenting on animals.
Miserable place
Yep.
on earth.
They make them intelligent. Just like in Secret of Nim.
Subject free.
That's a strange name.
Yeah, it's because it wasn't so much a name as an ID. I was a test subject, not a cuddly pet. There was a subject 1 and a subject 2 there, but who knows what happened to them.
Well...
Wow!
Interrupt your memories, but you said you were a test subject. So,
You want to know about the test they did on me? Just thinking about it makes my fur stand on end.
Do subjects 1 and 2 have anything to do with future Layton?
No. This is just this is
Whoa!
okay.
Be
Hold
a
on.
loud noise like nails on a blackboard.
Basically, this is a subplot
I'm in a totally
involving the scientists and what they were doing aside from the main. Basically, it's a thing the scientists were doing. Basically, but it does kind of relate to future Layton in some way, but not directly.
Have you two
Huh.
worked everything out?
Did you hear Subject 3's terrible story?
Was-
Apparently, he was forced to be a test subject in all these weird science experiments.
Yes, Luke, I know.
Oh,
Why did you
that's-
ask
I,
me about...
No, remember, Dwebs, when Luke hears any animal talk well, so he doesn't know if this is a case of the animal being able to actually talk, or it's just him that only listens that way, remember?
Life is hard.
So
Yeah.
he's asking Layton just in case.
None of it really matters. The
Everyone
sooner
can
you stop
see.
expecting good things to happen, the better off you'll be.
What kind of attitude is that? You're free now, and you've got your whole life ahead of you.
There you go.
Exactly! I mean, seriously.
There you go. Hino-san is taking a jab at the character stereotype of Squall, Cloud, and that kind of stuff.
Well, to be fair, Pedro, let's not lump Cloud with
Just
Squall,
do
since
it.
Cloud
True.
actually, you know,
Yeah, Squall.
was...
Fine then. Just Squall then.
yeah, I mean, Cloud was actually optimistic.
I'm
for
not
the
even
most-
kidding. That line that he said about as long as you stop expecting good things to happen, the less disappointing you'll be. That's an actual line Cloud says. Not Cloud. Squall says in Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Go ahead, Cheever.
What a quaint little restaurant.
Yeah, let's go there after hearing the tearjerker story. Hi, look at the sign. It says they found the Times Arms.
Thames!
Does this restaurant actually exist? I'm guessing not.
Indeed, and it seems to be both open and inviting. What say we step inside and have a look around?
Sure.
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say this is a fictional restaurant, not an actual.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think I've heard of it, the Tom's Arms.
Thames!
Thames.
God damn it, Jova!
Hey, Americans, we pronounce it Thames.
You don't have a river Thames.
Gentlemen, miss, welcome
Actually-
to the
Actually, Jove has to play this guy.
Okay. Good afternoon. We're here in search of an acquaintance who may have come by here today.
How much you gonna polish that glass?
Well, as you can see, it's fairly quiet. One regular came in earlier, but he left a few minutes ago.
I see. This regular didn't happen to come from Chinatown, did he?
Forgive me, but it doesn't seem right to give out that kind of information without his consent.
Fuck consent! Give me that fucking name!
You're
Jesus.
a barman, not a
Of course, I understand your position.
doctor.
This information could be vital. The fate of London hangs in the balance. Now give me the fucking name!
Jesus. Professor, take
Sorry.
your pills.
That's quite a claim to make.
It's not a claim!
How about this? If you can help me with a problem I'm having, perhaps I'll help with yours.
Fuck your puzzles! Tell me that goddamn name!
Sorry, now solve the puzzle. Sign here, sir. You decided to make a special pair of dice for your desk that can display each date of the month numerically, as shown at the 12 at the top of the screen below. Each date must use both dice, however, which means single-digit dates like the first and second of the month will be
Excuse me,
displayed as
right back.
1 and 2 respectively. You thought you had the design sorted, but the layouts below can't display all the dates. Draw a circle around the number that needs to be changed.
So, yeah, anyway,
Okay.
think Sudoku, but to a lesser, not as many squares.
Yeah. Basically, you have to figure out. Think about how you can display each date, starting with the first of the month, because this is this is the European version, so we have to display the day first. The way things stand, the 7th and the 8th of the month cannot be displayed. For example, it's impossible to display 7 for the 7th day of the month because there's no 0 to pair with the 7.
I will admit, I kind of do think it would be better if we, like, over here did it with the days first, then the months, and then the year. I don't know, going from
It
smallest
makes
to
more sense
largest.
that way for me, really.
Again, like I
I
said,
really don't understand this puzzle.
basically, it's incredible. Basically, it's a culture thing. There's no point arguing about it. It just depends on where you were raised, really. Like,
I'm not
I know,
arguing.
It just makes more sense.
I'm not arguing, Pedro. I'm saying it's like, well, I myself think that it would be neat if we did it like that over here, too.
I know. Yeah, I know. You see, Shiroi, it makes perfect sense for you because that's how you've been doing it since you were born. So it's been ingrained in your brain. So your brain is kind of feels weird that it would be, you know, not so much because it's inherently wrong, because there's no right way to do it really, it's just a date. But, you know, it feels weird to you because, well, that's not how you've done all your whole life, so...
It's amazing how
your brain reacts accordingly to...
I think in Japan they put the year first.
What, the year first? Huh.
Apparently, yeah. It's amazing
well, then
how
again, the
Americans
Japanese read from right to left, so yeah.
I think they do the exact opposite of what we do here in Britain.
Yeah. It's amazing how Americans managed to shake off that mentality when they broke off from Britain.
Excellent. Your help is much appreciated.
Pedro, you be Layton while Dribs is away.
Now that we've solved our problem, will you tell us about the man who was in here earlier?
Ladies and gentlemen, the return of Curious Village Layton.
A deal's a deal. The customer who came by earlier is what some might call a bit of an oddball. Every time he comes in, he's got different gear on. Maybe he thinks I wouldn't recognize him or something. So he disguises himself. He tries to, I suppose. Says he can't be afforded to be spotted in public, so he always wears different clothes.
I'm sorry, what?
It's okay.
Of all times, I have to put the washing back in.
Oh, okay.
Oh, great, the
Sandhills
washing
from
machine
Chinatown?
again.
Dribs versus the washing machine, round
Basically-
11,000.
No. This time I had to take the washing down from the washing line.
Basically, that's while you were gone. According to the bartender, apparently Layton, when he comes here, he's always disguised. But the bartender already noticed that it's him because the disguise is apparently not very good.
Maybe Layton's not very good with disguises.
Did you just say he wears a top hat?
If it is future Layton.
I did. It's a tall number like the one your friend is wearing. That's how I always know who he is.
But you said this man has already left for today, correct?
That's right. Basically, we just missed him. He went back to his fortress.
That's right. If you'd arrived a few minutes earlier, you would have bumped into him leaving.
So if Luke hadn't got busy with that fucking body, we would have...
Do you suppose he's going back to the towering pagoda, Professor?
I think there's a good chance of that. Why don't we go and find out, and stop talking to bunnies?
So is this the part where we finally confront him, or is it the next part?
In the next part, we do climb the fortress, and after that, we do confront future Layton.
Alright.
Have a nice day.
But first, there's one more NPC. We haven't talked in a while, so let's talk to her. Oh, no, I forgot about Barton. Okay.
Hello, Constable. Fancy meeting you here.
This is Constable, my dear boy. Oh, hello. I've been all over town gathering information, you know. But all that walking has put me in the mood for a snack.
Basically, Barton is the gumshoe equivalent of this series. Basically, he's
actually, that's more so Chelmy in the case.
Chelmy is gruff and you know.
Yes, I must confess that a lovely wobbly jelly caught
Gumshoe
my
is
eye.
gruff in the first game as well.
He's the lovely doofus type of cop. So.
Do a hunger man a favor and keep my little break a secret from the inspector, won't you? I wouldn't dream of reporting you, my good man. But now that you mention it, where is the inspector? So I can report you. I mean, to say hello. He's been conducting a series of exhaustive interviews with everyone he meets in town. And what are you saying about reporting? Once he finds a useful source, he really knows how to wring out every last detail.
Yeah. I bet.
Indeed. Shiro, you still there?
Yeah, as I was
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright, so you're up in a moment.
Okie dokie.
as I was saying, I mean, Gumshoe
not quite
is
yet.
a bit of the bumbling doofus, but he's not as much a doofus as Bart. nonetheless.
Oh dear.
Oh, my
Yeah.
dear sweet Fluke, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Oh no.
Jesus.
Christ.
Oh, she's better than
Nope.
What?
Oh boy.
Looks at it.
Belle? What are you doing here?
Oh,
She's
look,
stalking him.
Please forgive Luke. He is easily flustered.
there you go. There you go. That's why I was talking about some earlier parts ago. He's easily flustered when it comes to girls. So.
What a pleasant coincidence it is to run into you here.
Well, considering his age, it's natural.
Bullshit.
Remember, Dwift, this is the age when we all thought girls had
Coincidence?
cooties.
Oh, no.
This is nothing short of fate, because you see, Luke and I are destined for each other.
Oh boy.
I'm totally not stalking him.
Well, that's one way of looking at it, I suppose.
Yeah, it's like how Rosetta Stone looks at it.
Fate? Destiny? Luke, just what have you been telling this poor girl?
Nothing!
See, the big difference between Belle and Rose is that this is actually played for laughs, whereas in Fossil Fires they actually want us to care about Rosie. Actually,
Pedro, I already. Pedro,
I know. I cannot talk about what
that's
I've seen. I cannot talk about what I've seen, Jova. So.
But that,
Go on,
yeah,
go on,
yeah, I know.
Jova.
Like I said, that's actually not the case.
anything.
Sure.
Oh, Luke, you're so cute when you get all flustered like that. I could just eat you up.
Well, considering
No,
don't do it. You're already fat enough.
I'm not flustered.
You freaking liar.
Or cute.
Oh, cute. Well, I am. Oh, wait, what am I saying?
Stick to your
chit-chat later.
lines.
Oh boy. Time for chit chat later.
No, get away from me. I
Sure.
came to let you know that I've been seeing strange men running all over town looking for you.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Basically, the family's onto us.
They keep going on and on about the boss, blue caps, and other gibberish.
I'm giving some time for sure. So.
That sounds bad. Professor, do you think the family has finally crowned cotton on us?
I fear that might be the case. If so, we have limited time. If we're busy talking to bunnies, we must gain access to the towering pagoda before the family sends more thugs into the area, and I think they might have guns this time.
Okay, I'm back.
Don't be scared, my sweet. I won't let anyone harm you.
No, go away.
Yeah. Actually, she could come in very handy.
We could use her as a human shield.
Look, Belle, thanks for the warning, but you can stop worrying about
She's
me
fat,
now.
so she's fat, so she's perfect as a human shield.
So, can you stop calling me weird names? Alright, let's go.
Oh, Luke, I love it when you play hard to get. It just makes me swoon. That face.
How much you want to bet that by the end she'll get crucified by the Flora and Luke shippers?
Alright.
Luke doesn't give a shit
Alright,
anyway.
everybody. In the next part, we climb the towering pagoda and
To meet the master of the towering pagoda in Chapter 9.
Actually,
Layton himself.
exactly. So,
However, James, we meet him in part 18.
yeah,
Oh.
because part 17, and basically, you know how basically we're gonna take a whole part climbing because future Layton is very protective of his base, so we have to get past some traps and shit. See you, everybody for the next part.
Yeah.
See ya.